I'm gonna show you what happened when I first woke up for surgery all the way up to right after the surgery. And then later on, we'll talk more in details about pre-op, operation, and post-op. It's surgery day today. My bag is packed, ready to go. And I'm drinking 2 cups of water this morning. They told me to hydrate before I come in. Time to hydrate my skin as well. I don't know about you guys, but every time I go to the hospital, it's so dry in there with all the HVAC running and everything. So I just put lots and lots of cream. And that way my lips don't get chapped and I don't look silly in there. All right, ready to go to the hospital. It's only an 8-minute drive away. All set and ready to go. Just waiting for them to come and take me in. Surgery went fine. I just have a major migraine right now. I'm finally home. I'm feeling a little bit better. I had a major migraine yesterday and today. Finally went away after I had some Gatorade Zero. So now I'm sitting on my couch with a pillow here on my side. And I have this very warm, cozy, and a blanket because I am freezing. It's so cold. And right next to me, I don't know if you can see it, it's so dark. I have 3 bottles. I have a bottle of bone broth, chicken bone broth. I have a bottle of G0. And I have a bottle of peppermint tea. And I think I'm just gonna sit on this couch for the next 2 days so I can feel better. I'll keep you guys updated later. So far, I don't have any incision pain or any gas pain. It's really just that migraine that is crazy. So I just need to relax a little bit and I'll get back to you guys later. 3 days post-op from gastric bypass. And my dream of a white Christmas is here. Merry Christmas! Don't mind the wet, I'm giving my little son a bath. I just wanted to show you how the band-aids look like. This is 3 days post-op gastric bypass. Alright, this is day 4 post-op gastric bypass. I took a shower last night and I had to replace the bandages. So I just put regular band-aids on. Feeling good, able to walk around. I finally got some sleep last night. Still very bloated. And I don't know why, but my belly looks so different. I used to have like a round belly, almost like a pregnant belly. And now I have like a loose belly. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, day 4 post-op. Feeling good. I have guests coming over today. Alright, I got dressed. I feel comfortable. Still very, very bloated. But yeah, So today we're having the mother-in-law and the brother-in-law with his wife over. They're going to order nice restaurant food because I obviously haven't cooked. And yeah, I'll sit there and watch them. That's gonna be interesting. It's okay, I'm really happy. And I have no appetite right now. Like I'm drinking lots of water. I even started drinking some protein shakes, a little bit. And I'm feeling good, it's going down good. I'm not getting bloated, apart from what I'm already bloated now. And yeah, day four, so far so good. Day 6 post-op gastric bypass, and this is my breakfast. It's Greek yogurt with some cinnamon on top. Alright, so 1 week is not a lot of experience, but it took almost 2 years to get to where I am today. So let me tell you all about it. I have a video already with my timelines, so everything that I had to do prior to the operation to even get approved to where I am today. So I'm gonna link that to this video. But right now, I just wanna talk to you about my operation. So I had gastric bypass Roux operation exactly 7 days ago. And I wanna tell you that I feel fine. I feel great. I still have the scars I will show you. So if you don't wanna see skin, look away. But I will show you some of my scars right now. They're still healing. So here you go. There's 5 of them. So I'm still in the healing phases, but I actually feel fine. I'm able to drink my decaf coffee. Got my Tim Hortons right here. I'm able to have protein shakes, liquids. Normally your hospital or your clinic will give you a guide of what you're supposed to follow. In my 1 week follow-up visit, they told me that I could move on to soups right now. I could have purees already. So everybody's different. You should follow your surgeon's guide, but just know that it gets better. I remember having to do the liquid diet prior to this operation. I thought it was never gonna end. And I was only on it for 2 weeks, but it was hell for me. So now I'm happy I could have soup. That's just that's a bonus. All right, so operation day. Operation day, the rule was I had to have fasted from the midnight the day prior, but I was allowed 2 cups of water up until 9 a.m. My operation was at 2 in the afternoon. So I was pretty dehydrated by the time the operation happened. They had a hard time putting in the IV because my veins weren't showing. I was very nervous at the hospital. First thing that they do is that as soon as you're admitted, they're gonna go ahead and give you like a robe. And my hospital also gives slippers. And you have to be fully undressed under your robe. And then it was just a waiting game. I had to wait there from 10 all the way till 2. So bring your cell phone or bring a book. You'll need to be entertained. Once they came to roll me down to the operation room, I was shocked to find out that I had to walk myself to the operation table. It was like terrifying. It was terrifying, and I was freaking out internally, but I didn't want to share it with anybody. So I was trying to act calm, but inside of my head I was thinking, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh my gosh, what a big thing to do. I was scared. And all I kept thinking about was like, I want to see my boys, I want to see my boys, I want to see my boys. I wanted to come home and see my boys. So the surgeon told me to relax and to just take deep breaths and do a little bit of meditation on the operation table as they were prepping. So as they're prepping, there's all these nurses, and I had the anesthesiologist there, and I had the surgeon there, and all these nurses, and they were all talking amongst each other, and I was trying to just breathe in, stay calm, and I was able to do so. And the anesthesiologist, it's a hard word to say, anesthesiologist, he was able to put in my IV properly. So they were able to do that. I still have the scars here, and I have a scar here as well. I don't know if you can see it through the camera. But they did that. And then they put a mask on me. and they told me to take 5 deep breaths. And after that, I honestly don't remember anything. I was gone. It was that simple. So afterwards, all I remember is them calling my name, calling my name, and then I opened my eyes. I'm like, is that it? Is it done? I was like shocked. And they said, yeah, it was it. And the moment that they said that, they started wheeling me in to where they do the monitoring. They monitored me for 2 hours after the operation. So they wheeled me into a different room, and I had the most painful migraine I could have ever had. It was so painful. It was throbbing so hard. It hurt so bad. And I had that migraine all the way up till the next day. So they kept me in there for 2 hours. They checked on me. They said I was doing very well. I was fully awake. Very nauseous, but it wasn't from the operation. It was really the migraine. I had no pain. So if you're worried about pain, I felt no pain whatsoever. And then afterwards, after the 2 hours, they put me in another room where I would spend the night. Once I was in the other room, I had a nurse that would come and see me and make sure that every hour I was taking in some liquids in a 2-ounce cup. So they would give you like a 2-ounce cup and they want you to drink it. And I had about 4 of those cups, and every hour she wanted me to make sure that I was drinking them. Once I was able to down that liquid and nothing came up, she made me go for a walk. So I was able to walk, and I didn't have any pain apart from that migraine. That migraine was extremely painful, but I had no surgical pain. I didn't have any pain around my belly area. I didn't have any gas pains. And every time I sipped water, I was burping. So it just made me burp every time I sipped water. So I don't know if that was a help for me, but I had no pain. I was walking up and down the aisle in the hospital. I did that about 6 times in total before I got dismissed. Overnight, there was a huge storm here in Ottawa, and the wind was howling through the windows, and we had like ice rain and ice pellets hitting the windows. So needless to say, I didn't sleep much. What they did as well is they put compression socks on me, but they were not regular socks. They were actually made out of plastic, and there was hot air coming through, and then they would compress, and then they would loosen, and then they would compress and they would loosen. And it was like every 5 seconds, compress and then loosen. And they did that all through the night. They had that on me all through the night, and every time I had to go for a walk, they had to remove them and then put them back on once I was back in bed. Apart from that, I was able to go to the bathroom to do number 1. I was able to do that like 3 times, so I was okay with that. And then in the morning, the surgeon came to see me and told me that the operation was obviously a success, that it was very textbook, and that I was healing well. So they released me. By 1 p.m. was already released and I sent home. And that was great because as soon as I came home, I took my medicine for my migraine, and that migraine finally went away. Once I was home, I spent the entire day sitting on the couch. I was exhausted because I hadn't slept the night before. And so I just took it easy, and it was really cold as well. I remember just being very, very cold and chilly. So I had like a blanket over my shoulders, and I had like thick socks on and slippers. But again, I just want to reassure you that I had no pain. I didn't take any pain medications when I was home at all. On that first day, I just forced myself to drink liquids because there's no hunger whatsoever. I hadn't eaten from the previous day, and I had 0 hunger. But I forced myself to drink just water, and I also had some mint tea, and that also helped me burp as well. I went for walks up and down my house in the hallways, just because they say that they want to avoid having any blood clots in your legs. So just, you know, if you're gonna be sitting, just make sure that you do get up every hour, hour and a half, just to move the blood circulation going. By day 3, I felt completely normal. By day 3, I took a shower. I removed the actual band-aids that they had on top. They had like different dressings on my scars. I removed those. I called the hospital. They said that you shouldn't replace them with other band-aids, that you should just let it breathe. So that's what I have right now. I just have the suture stitches on and just the little dressing that they have on top of it. By day 4, I was normal enough to go shopping. Like I was out and walking and feeling great. By then I was drinking more. I was easier to drink more. I was drinking Gatorade Zero. I even had some Jello, sugar-free Jello, and I was able to consume like the full cup of Jello. And then by day 5, I had soup. I had just strained soup. Because I wanted to start getting my proteins in. So I had, let me just show you. I'll show you what I have. So I had this bone broth. I have another video where I talk about my liquid diet. This is something that really also helped me get through my liquid diet. It's from Campbell's, very tasty. So I had that. And by day 6, I was able to have lentil soup. And I pureed it, and it went down fine. I had a full cup of it, and that was 7 grams of protein. I was also having Greek yogurt, and I was also having cottage cheese, and I would put some chili on top of the cottage cheese, or you can even put some sugar-free syrup. So I had that as well, and it was going down well. So I was able to digest it, and I had no regurgitation or any nausea or anything like that. So day 7, I had an appointment today at the clinic, and today they weighed me, and they talked to me about my vitamins, and they talked to me about what my food ingestion should be, and they told me that I can move on to pureed foods already. So 1 week post-op and I'm already having pureed foods, which is fantastic. I haven't had food, real food, since like a month now, so pretty happy about that. That's about it. I just wanted to make this video just to let people know that like it's a huge surgery and it's got many risks, but you can come out of it fine. I was expecting to be down for like a good month, and I feel fine. I feel healthy. When I came back from the hospital, I was very bloated, but not in pain again. My bloating has gone down significantly, which is great. And I just wanted people to know that, yeah, you hear all these horror stories all the time. And if you're like me and you're like on all the Facebook groups, you hear some terrible stories. And it's good. It's good to understand that. It's good to see that, because there are risks, like I said. But it's also good to see stories like mine where, you know what, my operation went without incident. You know, it was very textbook. I feel fantastic. I have energy. I feel great. I'm looking forward to having like lentil soup today, which is fantastic. It's one of my favorites, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm drinking decaf coffee, and my surgeon said it's okay. So cheers to me. And that's it. I also run a blog, and I would like to invite you to check out my blog. My webpage isn't fully finished, but my blogs are up already. So if you're interested to actually read a bit more of, you know, the details of it, you can definitely check out my blog. It's called thistothatlife.com. But in the meantime, I do want to tell you a little bit about the pre-op stage, the operation stage, and the post-op stage, like step by step, just so you know what to prepare for. All right, I got some notes here just to make it very clear and simple, make sure I don't forget anything. So preoperative stage, this is the stage before the surgery. So it says here, before the surgery, you're gonna meet with a healthcare professional team, including a surgeon, a dietitian, a behavioral therapist, and perhaps a psychologist as well. And they're gonna assess your suitability for the surgery. Now this is only if you're going through a hospital or a clinic. If you're going to just a private surgeon, A lot of times they skip that. But I personally would strongly suggest that you go and follow either like a behavioral therapist or a psychologist. I personally partake in both. I've been doing so for over a year and a half now, and it's really helped me with my eating habits. But I personally suffer from an eating disorder. If you don't, then maybe you don't need it, but we don't get to where we are if we don't have a bad relationship with food, right? So it's not a bad thing to see somebody for that. I strongly encourage it. And they're going to provide you information also about the procedure and what to expect. Next thing is you'll need to go a series of tests, blood tests, scan imaging perhaps. Sometimes they do like a gastric, they put like a tube down your throat and they check to see what's going on with your actual stomach. Just to make sure that you are healthy and you're ready for an operation. You may also be asked to do lifestyle changes, for example. So if you're a smoker, they're going to ask you to quit smoking. They might even ask you to lose some weight prior to the surgery. That's something that I had to do as well because I had a fatty liver. And so I had to exercise and lose weight. So I ended up losing about 73 pounds prior to the surgery. And then I was still put on a liquid diet. So yeah, so losing weight might be one of the things that you have to do as well. And they do that just because for the chances of success of the operation, especially if you have a fatty liver like I did, the liver is in the way of the stomach, so they might not be able to operate. So it's important that you follow their instruction when it comes to that. Pre-operatively as well, you might be asked to follow a particular special diet leading up to the surgery. And again, that's just to help shrink your liver. During the operation, so gastric bypass surgery is typically performed under general anesthesia, and it takes about 2 to 4 hours. During the surgery, the surgeon will create a small pouch at the top of the stomach and attach it to the small intestine. Please forgive me, I have a French accent, so some words I just can't say. And then it bypasses the rest of the stomach and the first part of the small intestine. So you've probably seen this. If you're watching this video, it's because you already know about this weight loss surgery. So if you're doing a gastric bypass, that's what they do. They bypass everything. This allows the food to bypass the lower stomach and the first part of the small intestine, reducing the amount of calories and, of course, the nutrients that you absorb. The surgery is typically performed laparoscopically. Again, forgive my French. Laparoscopically, using small incisions and specialized instruments. And that's what my scars are, the ones that I showed you earlier, which I'm proud to show again. This is the one here, and then I have the 4 ones down here. So that's what they mean laparoscopically, is the surgeon is not actually touching your body, it's done by a machine that they're controlling. And it says post-op, so post-op. After the surgery, you will be asked to stay at the hospital between 1 and 3 days, usually, if everything went well, to recover. You'll be given pain medication to help you manage any discomfort. They didn't even offer it to me, probably because I was doing so well, but I would strongly suggest that you do ask for pain medication to take home, because you never know how you might feel. I mean, maybe I was just a lucky case. All right, so another thing that they want you to do is they want you to follow a particularly special diet after your surgery, at least for the first month. It says here, you'll need to follow a special diet for the first few weeks after the surgery, starting with clear liquids and gradually graduating to solid foods. You will also need to take vitamins and minerals to ensure that you are getting enough nutrients. And of course, you'll continue to take that for the rest of your life. And then lastly, it says you will need to attend follow-up appointments with your healthcare team to monitor your progress and to ensure that there's no complications and address any of your concerns. These appointments usually run throughout a full year. So today I had my 1-week follow-up appointment, and they gave me like a whole list of things here and a whole bunch of appointments for the coming year. Let me show you what they gave me. I also wanted to remind people that if you are suffering with any conditions related to excess weight, like for example, I'm type 2 diabetic, I have a whole bunch of other conditions as well. Just know that after your surgery, the surgeon might remove you off of certain medications. So for me, for example, I've been removed from 2 of my 3 diabetes medications. And so now I have to monitor myself really closely to make sure that I'm okay. And I've noticed that my sugars, my sugar numbers are way better than before, which is fantastic. So yeah, you're gonna be monitored very closely. If you have also just a regular family doctor, I would do both. I would see the follow-up visits with the surgeon, and I would still go to my regular GP just to make sure that you're on track. So this is what they gave me. They gave me like a full list here of appointments and courses to continue following. So I've been taking courses 1.5 years now with the weight loss clinic here in the city that I live in. And I've also been followed by a behavioral therapist and a psychologist. But these are more courses just, I guess, to teach you how to learn how to live with this operation, learn how to use this tool properly, because it's just a tool. This is not a guarantee that, you know, from one day to the next that you're going to be just thin and healthy and then for the rest of your life. This is something that you have to work for. This is something that you have to, like they say, it's not the easy way. I know a lot of people that don't know anything about weight loss surgery will say that it's the easiest way to do it, but it's not. This is going to be a struggle for the rest of your life. You'll have to continue monitoring what you eat, or else you might fall back into old habits, especially if you're dealing with an eating disorder, because the operation doesn't get rid of the eating disorder, right? It's still there. So use your tool, use it wisely. And if they offer you any type of courses, any type of support groups, take them so that you ensure that you have everything on your side to be a success. They also gave me a card to put in my wallet, and the card looks like this. It's all bended down, and so the card says that I've had Roux and Y operation. It tells them that I had the gastric bypass surgery, and it gives my surgeon's name and the date of my surgery. And then it tells me about all my appointments for the year. And then it tells me the kind of blood works that I should always have. So whether it be like 10 years down the line, these are things that they should always check for. So I'm definitely gonna give this to my GP, make sure to put that on file. And then on the other side, it just explains what happened to my stomach because of the operation, which is great. And then I was given all blood work that I have to do. So there's blood work that I have to do in a month from now, so that it's ready for my 1-month visit. I have blood work to be done for my 6-month visit. And then I believe it's probably the 12, yeah, this is for the 12-month visit. So that's what they gave me today on my 1-week post-op surgery appointment. I honestly hope that this video was helpful. I know I wasn't organized and I talked about many things, and my English accent is sometimes difficult to understand, but I want to make sure that anybody who's thinking about having gastric bypass, anybody that is thinking of having any type of weight loss surgery, I mean, I know if you're like me, I've been researching this for the last 7 years, and I've been really trying to lose the weight on my own. And I've lost like 73 pounds on my own, but I didn't want to wait. I still have another 100 pounds to lose, maybe 120 pounds to lose. So I didn't want to wait another 4 or 5 years before I lost it, because I'm diabetic. And the longer you're diabetic, the bigger complications that you might have in the future. And I have 2 young boys. I didn't want to take that kind of chance. I know that I've damaged my body. And the fact that this tool is there to help me, I want to take advantage of it. So I'm sure you're going to do your research, and I'm sure that you'll make the right decision for you. But yeah, join my community, join my channel, subscribe to my channel, read my blogs. I go into a lot of details, and sometimes it's just nice to hear other people's experience. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching.